It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, it's Friday.
Dude, it's Wednesday, settle.
Ooh, time to record.
Yep.
Hey guys, Matt here.
And Jared.
Today we're counting up the top 10 game franchises. But before we get into that, I just want to say to some of our commenters last week, you guys really don't know what a troll video is, do you? I mean, we made it plainly obvious that we spent 6 minutes insulting games without any information, and we'll just swore the whole time. So clearly that's a troll video, so don't take things too seriously, my sexually attractive trolls.
But I didn't really realise it was until Mark told me, but, you know, there we go.
You don't realise that your name's Jared most of the time. Number 10.
The Total War series, developed by the Creative Assembly and published by Activision, Sega and Electronic Arts. Now this series has only ever been on the Windows platform due to obviously the nature of the style of game, which is real-time strategy and obviously the graphically intense gameplay. Now the first game was released in June 2000, which is Shogun Total War, and they've just made a remake of it, which is Shogun 2 Total War, which was released this year.
Or as I like to call it, Hello Kitty Jackie Chan.
Matt, we went over this last time we did this game. It's Shogun, right? Settle down.
Number 9! EA Sports. Formerly a gimmick of Electronic Arts, which tried to mimic a real sports label by calling themselves Electronic Sports Network. Now this game franchise may have a lot of different franchises underneath it, for example the FIFA series, the AFL Live series, the NBL series, but it all comes under the same banner of EA Sports, and it's been so successful with it has a turnover of $4.2 billion as of 2008.
That's a lot of fucking money for a bloody sports series.
That is a lot of money for a sports series. Number Optimum!
The Battlefield series, developed by EA DICE and published by Electronic Arts. The first title in the series was released in September 2002, and the most recent being Bad Company 2, which was in March 2010. The series has been on many platforms, including Windows, Mac OS, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2 and 3. Now, there's just a few titles under the belt of the Battlefield series. I'm just going to rattle them off right now for you. Are you ready for this, Matt?
Here we go.
Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 1942 Red Rome, Battlefield 1942 Secret Weapons, Battlefield Vietnam, Battlefield 2 Special Forces, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, Battlefield 2 Euro Forces, Battlefield 2 Armored Fury, Battlefield 2142, Battlefield 2142 Northern Strike, Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Heroes, Battlefield 1943, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, Battlefield Online, Battlefield Play for 3, and still to be released later this year,
Shut up!
Battlefield
Stop,
3.
The reason we put this on the list is we like it. So
it's one of the great first-person shooters of the last decade.
Every game is enjoyable. Number 7! Elder Scrolls. First released as Elder Scrolls Arena in 1994 for the DOS PC systems, it was originally meant to put players in the shoes of an arena combatant, but the developers quickly shifted towards an RPG title, and it took the fuck off, with 14 full games and add-ons being released. Now, the Elder Scrolls series is a milestone for Bethesda Softworks, and the reason we're including it on a list is every game is quality. Every game, when it's released, if you go back through the annals of video game history, sets a standard for RPG games that get released afterwards. If you go back and look at the 2007 release of Oblivion, you'll notice that now every game that comes out that's an RPG fantasy role-playing game, it gets set to the bar of Oblivion. Number 6!
Pokemon!
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Dun, 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 dun.
To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause.
Pokemon!
Ooh, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny.
Pokemon!
Ooh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend.
Pokemon!
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon!
The reason we've decided to include Pokemon on the list is you take a look back at your childhood and how has Pokemon influenced you? Everyone has watched Pokemon, everyone has played a Pokemon game and traded Pokemon cards back when they were a youngster. So Pokemon has changed the modern face of history, and then simply that's why it's number 6 on our list. Number 5! Mario!
Yahoo!
Created by Nintendo, and more specifically Shigeru Miyamoto, serves as Nintendo's mascot and main protagonist. Mario has appeared in over 200 games, starting as a poacher in the Donkey Kong series. And to all those people that say Mario is more of a character than a franchise, to you, I say here's my middle finger. Without the iconic franchise that is Mario, you wouldn't have the character of Mario. Now, this racially portrayed short, pudgy Italian,
Thankfully not part of the Jersey Shore cast.
is argumentally the most famous video game character ever made, and has inspired television shows, movies, comics, films, and even licensed merchandise.
Number 4! Halo, developed by Bungie and published by Microsoft Game Studios. Now, this series was exclusively only for the Xbox and Xbox 360, but in the last few years it's been available on Windows and Macs. Now, the first game for this series was released in November 2001, which was Halo Combat Evolved.
Now, the reason we've decided to include this list, even though I specifically hate Halo 3, is because Halo in general is an iconic series. There have been a lot of titles released, and we're kind of too afraid to say more because of all the hate that we'd get if we make even one insult about Halo. So I just want to sum up by saying I love Halo. Please don't hate me. I love you all.
Number 3!
Final Fantasy, developed by Square Enix and was first released in December 1987 during the decade of AIDS and Reagan. The most recent game, however, came out in September 2010. Now, the Final Fantasy series has been on many platforms, such as Game Boy Advance, iOS, Nintendo DS, Nintendo Entertainment System, which the series originated from, Nintendo GameCube, Super Nintendo, Windows, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, and the Xbox 360. It's kind of a polygamistic game, if you will. The Final Fantasy series has had some spin-offs, which are Kingdom Hearts and the Meta series, but is most known for boobs. The only reason I haven't played any Final Fantasy games, I'm sorry friends, but I have fapped to a lot of the material that you find on websites, such as rule34.com, and just stop before I dig myself into a deeper hole.
Number 2! Call of Duty, developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. Now, this series was first seen light in October 2003 with the very first game, Call of Duty, obviously. Now, it started in World War II, but along the series, it's made its way into modern day, but also in the last one, Black Ops, it featured Vietnam as well. Now, the last game, Black Ops, was in 2010.
Now, why I don't specifically like Black Ops in general, I understand the significance of the Call of Duty franchise on the gaming market today.
I mean, to me, I love the series up until after number 4. Sorry. After then, the multiplayer just killed it for me. Single player has been fantastic throughout the series, but multiplayer just died for me.
I have to disagree with that. The hours of fun that me and my brother have had slaying zombies in World at War was amazing.
That's a given. The zombie part of the recent games are quite good, but the general multiplayer just doesn't do it for me anymore.
But still, this is in our opinion, this is the significance of the game on the gaming market, and in saying that, Call of Duty is one of the most iconic first-person shooter games ever.
Number 1!
Grand Theft Motherfucking Auto. Created by Dave Jones in 1997, and later on, Sam Houser, Dan Houser, and Zachary Clark, developed for and by Rockstar North, and is set in fictional cities heavily modelled after American cities, with an exception for the original set in London. Several controversies have affected this game, mainly the hot coffee, but it hasn't thrown it off with 13 different titles being released across all ranges of platforms, from the Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1, and later on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now, everyone has played a Grand Theft Auto game. Jared, why do you think Grand Theft Auto deserves a place on this list?
It's just the most iconic series of games that I know of.
I have to agree. No other game has caused more controversy, and by doing so has forced us as a society to re-examine the perception we hold of ourselves. While yes, not many of us go around carjacking people and killing little old ladies for their pension money, we can relate to the inherent theme of a small person trying to make it big in a gargantuan world. Grand Theft Auto may be satire, but the line it draws between reality and fiction is smaller than people really realise. And on that insightful note, my troll friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you found our reasons for picking these games insightful. Tune in next week on Tuesday for our debate video where we discuss the R18 rating system that's going to be decided by the Governor Generals in Australia.
And if you'd like, post down on the comments below this video, have your say, or head over to Facebook and do the same over there, where we'll set up a post where you can do it as such.
Every 10 likes that we get on Facebook, Jared will take a picture of him taking off a new item of clothing, so stay tuned for that because, damn.